two defenders.
From Alex Ferguson, but with 27 minutes gone, his team are in front. Ronnie Johnson, his second goal of the season. They could never cope with the corner kick. Ronnie Johnson climbing between the two defenders, and the downward header accurate enough to beat Dave Besson, even though it was very close to Forest keeper. Of Old Trafford, 2 goals for the centre-half. And in fact, both centre-backs played a part in that goal. He lost his mark at Chessel. Henning Bird headed across, and that was the sweetest volley from Ronnie Johnson. Superb finish by Ryan Giggs at the end of a magnificent flowing move by Manchester United. Lovely one-touch football all through, and the finish was absolutely top draw.
And restore flow to the starting lineup is fully justified. Zola's cross was precise. Flow crept in between Palmer and Moncau. 1-0 to Chelsea. To Gustavo Poyet, and his 11th goal of the season comes 3 minutes into the second half. Petrescu's cross, and Jones pushes it straight into the path of the Uruguayan. Chelsea on course to reclaim top spot.
No, this is just attitude running through the team at the moment that, you know, we expect to win everything.
And does it go down to Kevin Gallagher? This will tell us more. 2 touches won by Blackburn players. The second one was the crucial one. It hadn't crossed the line, and Gallagher followed up quickest of all. And if he hadn't done so, it would not have counted, because Watson would have squeezed it clear, surely. He held it onto the bar. Watson helped keep it out, but Gallagher's instincts as a goal scorer was so sharp. It's Gillespie. 10 for spirit again from Aston Villa. They have battled their way back into this. And the defender with the eye for goal does it again. That's his first of the season, but all through his career, he's popped up with goals like that. Few more pressures than this one. It just sits up, and only one thought in his mind: get through the ball and hit the target. Cue another great big celebration. Villa undone by a long straight ball. Good knock on from Davis, and just a momentary hesitation by Southgate, allowing Sherwood in, and the captain, encouraged by Kidd in the last month to get himself forward, to do what he does best, which is to hurt teams from midfield, does it to perfection. We have only 2 minutes. Goal for Leeds United. The Hasselbank tried once, tried twice to hit the ball, touching it back, and Hull blasted Leeds United into the lead. Lee Bowyer's 5th goal in 5 games, thanks to the tenacity of Harry Kewell and the frozen fingers of Shea Given. Lead to midwinter on Tyneside. Well, the distraught Newcastle defenders fell for the back flick, fell for the turn, and then a firesome finish from Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. You know what? Leeds United could be outsiders for the championship. Newcastle are heading for the bottom half. Premiership goal since the Premiership fare may have been spoilt by the weather, but Anfield hopes brightened by the return of Steve McManaman, back on the bench after a 7-week layoff. It was a shock defeat for Borough. Their lofty Premiership position helped by Hamilton Rickard's goal scoring of late, 10 in the league so far, and that golden Colombian touch deserted him when the chance came. Phil Babb's defensive indecision set the stage for things to come, mainly at the other end. And it was Liverpool who struck first. Jamie Carragher, capitalising on holes in Borough's defence, to stab home Paul Ince's header. Ten minutes from half-time, Borough were level. David James beaten by Brian Dean. Paul Gascoigne's perfectly weighted free kick. Borough's joy, though, was short-lived. Just 4 minutes later, Pallister, who was saint at Old Trafford, was Sinner this time. The back pass after Schwarzer had saved bravely at Owen's feet, giving Jamie Redknapp the chance to find there was plenty of room at the Borough Inn. 2-1 up, and Macca then getting his first taste of the festive fare with a final quarter of an hour, on just in time to savour the delight of Vergaard Heggen's last-minute screamer. Like the song, Liverpool, saving the best to last.
It was good to come on.
Tell your leading scorer to Newcastle, of course, though Duncan Ferguson had only managed 4 before he left. Oliver Dacor warmed Mark Hume's hands early on in one of the first half's few moments of action. And the Estonian stopper had to be at his best when Ibrahima Bakayoko's shot took a deflection that would have beaten many goalkeepers. A rare Derby attack led to Horatio Carbonari's free kick being pushed out by Thomas Moira, and somehow Paolo Wanchope failed to add to his 4 Premiership goals this season. But let's look on the bright side. Derby have now lost just once in 10, while Everton are unbeaten in 5, though their record of 3 goals in 10 Premiership home games is a disgrace. The Smiths have something to be miserable about. Everton 0. Goalkeeper Magnus Hedman's migraine just before the kick-off led to a rare start for 41-year-old Steve Grizovic, and he showed signs of ring rustiness as Tottenham scored the opening goal. Sol Campbell had only scored 2 league goals in his 6 previous seasons. That was his 5th so far this campaign. Campbell's helping to compensate for Les Ferdinand's current goal drought. He'd only managed 1 in his previous 10 league and cup appearances, and that effort didn't cause Grizovic too many headaches either. Spurs had won 3 of their last 4 visits to Highfield Road, but Gordon Strachan's team put them under considerable pressure in the second half. And Ian Walker had to be at his best to keep out Steve Froggett's shot. And Froggett's supposed to be left-footed. Coventry actually tried to claim a goal following Noel Whelan's header, but the replay shows that Walker prevented it from crossing the line. With only 2 points from their previous 5 games, Coventry were starting to get worried. Strachan brought on recent signing John Aloisi for the last quarter of an hour. And the Australian striker's stunning strike, 9 minutes before the end, earned a point for the home side. That was his 17th goal in 27 appearances since August. At £650,000, he may just prove to be the bargain of the season.
Good start. We were 1-0 down, you know.
Leicester's away form had been a cause of great concern to Martin O'Neill, but at Hillsborough the signs were promising right from the off. Emil Heskey firing an early Wednesday warning. 3 errors led to the game's only goal. Peter Rudy allowed Frank Sinclair to break. Des Walker compounded the problem, and Andy Hinchcliffe will have played few better balls for Tony Cottee when the two were teammates at Everton. Cottie's 8th of the season was the 4th time he scored Leicester's winner this campaign. Wednesday, we're expecting to have Paolo Di Canio back. And his continued absence is a real frustration for Danny Wilson. Rudy showed just how much he's missed. The Owls' league position belies the fact they've won 5 of their last 7 at Hillsborough, but victories against Arsenal and Man United weren't earned with finishes like Nicky Alexanderson's. They only had themselves to blame, although Leicester's win could have been more emphatic. Steve Guppy, a fish out of water in the penalty box after Cernicek denied Heskey. But Wednesday's inconsistency was summed up by Lee Briscoe's wayward effort, a season of impressive wins, frustrating and costly defeats. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leicester City 1. Charlton fans have been critical of record signing Neil Redfern, but that's £1 million was the strike. Redfern's first league goal in open play since the day Charlton went top of the table in August, and he may need to deliver a few more before May, because again, Charlton lost. In mid-November, they were mid-table with 17 points. Now they're bottom 3, still with 17 points. Jason Newell taking advantage of loose marking for Wimbledon's equaliser. And the Dons took their 4th win in 5 games thanks to a more traditional goal. Michael Hughes, the last stop at the end of Route 1, to send a frustrated Alan Kirbishley and Charlton to their 6th straight defeat. Wimbledon 2, Charlton Athletic 1.
Once again, we've gone and played, and we've played quite